That pole's been beating up the boss tonight, and Becky's not afraid to dive deep into her box of tricks. What was Pat McAfee thinking during that match? Probably what we all were. I'm John Recton with my review of WWE Supersize Smackdown. Boy, I'm not going to be able to do that AC/DC voice that much longer. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. 30 extra minutes on FS1. They got to get the ratings up somehow. They got to just try to keep the ratings from fucking sinking like a goddamn rock, because not every home has FS1. Like a lot of homes have Fox and everything, but because of baseball, they got pushed to one of the lesser stations. So they did have 30 minutes commercial free at the end, and healthy competition between wrestling promotions is always a good thing, especially on occasion. And I do want to say right now, before I dive too far into this review, you can watch one, you can watch the other, you can be like me, and I know I am, and you can watch both, but you don't have to be a goddamn dick about it. You don't have to just say, oh, you're a bad fan if you choose this one, but you don't choose this one, or this and that. Because you go back to the territory days, you go to the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, whatever. It doesn't matter. Watch whatever wrestling promotions you want. Even if I don't necessarily care for the style of wrestling that you guys may like, that doesn't mean you're a bad wrestling fan. We can like whatever the fuck we want to like. Anyway, this show had its moments. It did have two pretty good matches, and it also had a lot of talking segments that were fucking stretched their motherfucking limits, and then some, because they only had enough material for two hours, and they said, fuck it, let's just have a couple matches go longer, and then let's just have a few extra lines added to some of these promos and do a lot of pre-tapes and everything, because they're going to be in Saudi Arabia in 6 days, or at least we know by next Friday, the new rosters will be finalized. If only WWE had told us that a few million more times, then maybe we would have gotten it hammered into our fucking skulls. So anyway, are you ready for sporting wood time? I think that's how the song goes. Wait, that was me just during some of the show. So, Michael Cole, by the way, is really bad at his job. He is really fucking awful on commentary. Pat McAfee, sure, he can be over the top at times, but he is at least entertained and appreciates pro wrestling. Actually calls it as close to pro wrestling as one can, while Michael Cole is just a fucking puppet, and he's just fucking terrible. Recaps of Edge and Rollins, and that's going to be a recurring theme, because there's a lot of recaps. And look, it's good that they bullet point this stuff, especially if some people maybe are just tuning into FS1. They haven't tuned into Smackdown on Fox for a while, and judging by the ratings, a lot of people haven't been tuning into Smackdown on Fox, so they're still better than Raw. But then again, there are, plenty of shows that were goddamn dire. The last, couple of years of Thunder had better ratings than goddamn Raw does now. So Edge says that he will leave Rollins a husk of his former self, and he will just destroy him, everything. He will, you weak, pathetic fool, I've come for your soul. Yes. That's a scar that never heals. He is basically just he's gonna tear him apart. You're tearing me apart, Sethi. So anyway, he's gonna destroy him inside Hell in a Cell in Saudi Arabia. And no, they aren't journalists, so they will be perfectly safe from being beheaded. Anyway, here's Finn and Sammy. We get pre-taped promos. Finn and Sammy had a King of the Ring semi-final match. And boy, it was a match of renown with near falls and good action and everything. And did I care? No. Now, was it bad? Not at all. It was a fine opening match. And Finn was fisting Sammy really hard, and then finally was able to go deep inside his guts to keep him down for 3. And if you are able to unsee that, then you're better than me. Then we get a Drew video package. He is coming to SmackDown to swing his sizable sword and smack everybody across the face with it. Stop thinking about it. You know who you are. I know you're... Stop it. Get some help. And then video package on Reigns versus Lesnar. And whose side is Heyman on? We find out later. Maybe we don't. So, here's Naomi to a pop. She's out to face Sonya. Now, Sonya did recently reactivate her social media. Apparently, she deactivated for a few days because people were being, kind of bullying and stupid and everything, because some wrestling fans, they give other wrestling fans a bad name and everything. Look, I don't know why Sonya did that. Hopefully Sonya's okay. She has dealt with a lot in the past year and had to deal with, being asked about the home invasion storyline, recently on WWE's The Bump, which is such a stupid fucking name. Had to be asked, what would you do when it comes to a home invasion? Somebody who, had a home invasion happen to them. Good job. So anyway... Sonya says, well, yeah, you're going to face me, but it's going to be a handicap match. So here's Shayna. It's Sonya and Shayna or whatever attacking Naomi and brutal. Even though Naomi got in her shots and everything, they did 2-on-1 stuff and she got a few moments of shine. Sonya just kept playing chicken shit heel. They are really trying to make Sonya hateable. And she just, she was fisting Naomi. Man, a lot of fisting on this show. Maybe that's just what I noticed. But she was fisting while Shayna was holding Naomi. Just man, 2 women tag teaming another woman in Southern California on camera. Again, always delete your search history. She puts 1 foot on Naomi and gets the victory. Good stuff. There we go. As long as Naomi ends up getting her win back, winning this feud, and they push this along, I'm all for it. I don't mind this as one chapter in the story. I've been building this for a while. Don't fuck it up. Hit Row is coming. Thanks for the warning. Because I like Swerve. I want Swerve to succeed. I don't care about not PN News, not Jade, and not D'Lo. Because realistically, and this is as far as wrestlers, and I want to say right now, really quickly, the whole sneaker discussion thing that happened between not PN News and the Bucks, who are such good Christian boys, aren't they, or whatever, with their good Christian views. Okay, moving on from that. Top dollar bills, y'all, and the Bucks. Boy, I sounded so goddamn white there. We're going back and forth about the whole thing about sneakers. Here's the thing. I don't care how you fucking spend your money. I don't care how they spend your money. Their money. I don't care how they spend your money. I don't give a damn. They're sneakers. At the end of the fucking day, they're fucking sneakers. If you are basing your life around, like, how much you spend on sneakers, this is coming from somebody, by the way, that lives, pretty modestly. You might want to, check yourself before you wreck yourself. I believe that's what the kids say these days, but, I've never been hip to the kids. I'm barely, hip to what anybody says. I'm barely hip now because I basically shatter my hip at any point because I'm old. By the way, don't be hip to the kids if you're over 18. Kind of gross to do that. Kind of fucking gross. The Velveteen Dream. You dumbed yourself out of position. Just like Kyrie Irving dumbed himself out of position because he's a moron. So anyway, yeah, Sonya and Shayna beat up Naomi, and then we have Seth, the Queen of Hearts, Rollins, and man, I'm gonna tell you right now, off with your head, man, off with whoever writes his material. Seth talks about Seth is in the ring still, and then Sasha does pre-tape talking about thrusting greatness onto her. Stop thinking about Sasha thrusting or thrusting onto Sasha. I know you're thinking about it. So, Seth's rebuttal. He says he said I'm not Edge Light, and that there were Harley Quinn chants, and that he knows Hell in a Cell very well, and that he will win, and and this went on a while. This is one of Seth's better promos, but he was just acting way too much. It was way too stagey. So, Zelina and Carmella says, let's have a good cream match. I think that's what they said. I don't really care because Zelina, while I don't mind her, can walk under the bottom rope, and Carmella, I can't stand Carmella as a wrestler. As a person, got nothing against her as a person, but I'm sorry. When you look like the after effects of the girls from Final Destination 3, because apparently the company thinks that looking like a burnt piece of beef jerky is a good idea instead of letting them just be a little more natural, that's not TV ready. That is objectifying, women to the point where it's just fucking ridiculous. The whole point is, Carmella, the most beautiful woman in all of WWE. I mean, if you think so, that's fine. Her and Zelina, they're two heels. They had an alliance when they were teamed with Sasha for about a week and a half, and then Sasha wouldn't get needled and couldn't go to Vegas because Sasha is an intelligent person. She's listening to her goddamn weave. So anyway, Zelina and Carmella had a Queen's Crown, Yas Queen's Crown, I'm sorry for that, a semifinal match. Pat called Charles Robinson Little Nate. Oh. By the way, fuck Ric Flair for being part of the whole, Trump rally thing that he's going to fucking have. I'm not surprised. I'm just disappointed that Ric Flair continues to want to torpedo his goddamn career. What's left of it. But then again, I mean, whatever. What can you expect from a guy that allegedly assaulted a flight attendant and many others? I mean, whatever. His in-ring career will stand the test of time. The person, less so. So anyway, Carmella gets the mask. There are two women there, and then she goes to get the mask again, and Liv is standing there. Liv in all her leather. Stop thinking about it, Kier. I know you're thinking about it. I can't even see you right now. But I know you're thinking about it. Leather Liv. Just going to worm that into your skull so you can't get it out of there. And then most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll up 1, 2, 3. Zelina gets the victory. Zelina's going to the finals. You could have had Liv do it, but no. Why would you have Liv do that? Let's have Zelina go. Anyway, then Sheamus is coming next week. He's a Celtic Wario. Ah! So anyway, who told Corbin that shirt was a good idea? Susan G. Scammon ad. Hey, remember when they had Susan G. Scammon and the Warrior Foundation team up for breast cancer awareness? The same Warrior Foundation that was named after the Ultimate Warrior, who basically said that it is a good thing that Bobby Heenan's cancer is going to consume him and he's going to basically take his last breath and everything. Once again, fuck the Ultimate Warrior. I'm glad he's dead. Dana Warrior's a goddamn conservative twat. Hopefully the daughters grow up to be a whole lot smarter than they are. Not that it's hard to grow up smarter than those parents, but hopefully they do. So anyway, Corbin and Moss do really horrible comedy. It was at this point that I said, I want the person responsible for this comedy to be put on spike in the town square in front of their family. And if it's Bruce Pritchard, fine. If it's not Bruce Pritchard, let's just do it anyway, because Bruce Pritchard should have never been allowed in professional wrestling. So Nakamura and Boogs interrupt, and then Boogs plays the Street Profits intro a little bit. And the Profits took on the Usos in a street fight, a Streets of Rage fight, as I kept calling it, for the Smackdown tag titles. But the Profits are going to Raw. And they wouldn't do anything stupid like give the titles to a team that's going to go to another brand, and they wouldn't have them switch them and everything. Oh, they did, because it was fucking stupid. With the Usos and New Day, by the way, in case you don't remember, in case your memory isn't weird like mine, and it's probably a good thing that your memory isn't weird like mine. I don't like my weird memory. Tables, kendo sticks. We get minority on minority violence in Southern California. News at 11. Super kicks in a match that doesn't finish it. Oh, well. Shawn Michaels' eyesight is rolling over in its grave. So, from the heavens, pulled out through the table. It's got sloppy at the end, but it did finish nicely with a couple splashes. Two brothers splashing two brothers. I'm going to get in trouble for that, but I don't care. So, yeah, the Usos retained. Becky, good fucking grief. Becky looks amazing. Kayla, I wish Kayla, had... I wish that Kayla was as smart as she was humorous. Because some of the things that she says, she's maybe not street smart, or if she's street smart, she's not book smart. You look at some of the stuff she says on Twitter, she's funny. Good God, her head's in the fucking clouds, which is ironic considering I don't think that she could, basically reach the clouds if she was staying on a plane 5 feet, and she was 5 feet from the clouds. She's short is what I'm saying. So, Sasha and Becky had a match with no commercial breaks. Good, because on commentary, less is more. She chimed in a little bit. She was still better than Michael Cole. Hell, her braid on commentary would have been better than Michael Cole. And they started the one-up womanship. I'm just going to call it that. The womanship. So, hurl yourself stupidly at the goddamn post. That's a good tactic there. Man, Sasha's knees took a goddamn pounding. That is the second biggest pounding I've seen a woman's knees take on the internet. You don't want to know about the first, but you do want to delete your search history. So, there were Eddie, the Three Amigos, Eddie, Chance, that was good stuff. And, of course, this poll's beating up the boss tonight. Phrasing. Then Becky's not scared to dive deep into her box of tricks. But can Rollins dive deep into her box? Obviously, because they have a kid. And then they did good shit. There was a bank statement outside. Becky was tapping, but naturally outside. See, submissions hurt on the outside. They don't hurt as much as on the announcer's table when everybody's just always tapping out instantly because somehow the power of the announcer's table, it causes people to tap out. And then frog splash for two. Becky fist, and then Sasha goes knees first, which is always a good thing to see on camera. And then Bianca gets attacked by Becky. And then we get the arm bar, hold number one. And then we get near falls. We get a sloppy step spot where we get, a backstabber, 1, 2, 3, Becky gets pinned. I'm shocked that Sasha won. I'm not upset. I think Becky's going to end up winning the, Becky's still on Raw. Becky's on Raw, so she's going to win the Raw Women's Championship at some point. Because she's got to lose, because you can't have somebody with a different brand's title on another brand. That you can't have that. It'd be too stupid. Not that WWE's against doing things stupid, but that being said, that was cool. And then they started rushing the women out because they're commercial free and they can't go to commercial to take their time to set up the contract signing table. Pierce is yelling at everybody while Pat thinks they're in commercial break. Who's this bald idiot? Oh, good job. And then Roman entrance took about 4 years. Brock comes down. It's the Lumberbork, and he's okay. He F5s all night and sleeps all day. So Brock basically signs the whole damn thing. And Roman says, you're not even going to read it? He's like, I did read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman. And then he leaves. He probably got paid about $200,000 just to say that. He leaves. Roman looks upset at Heyman. And let's hear it for Heyman. And then Crown Jewel rundown. And that's basically it. That was a show of renown. That was a supersized SmackDown. I really hope they don't do this again. I'm sure that it will be on FS1 again. Maybe not next week. Maybe not tomorrow. But soon, for the rest of your life. It'll probably be on, maybe not next week, but definitely before the playoffs are done. It was what it was. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.